Jay, Tim and Joel on Nova.
But how do you want to go? 13, 24, 10.
We were born to die.
So many thoughts.
Joel, you're bursting to tell us how you want to go.
I think about this all the time. I know it sounds morbid, but I think it's like I've planned it.
Well, you're actually, like, we did something in New Zealand together. That sounds really sexy. That was
It wasn't cleaning up his room.
It was quite death-defying. It definitely wasn't cleaning up your room. But you were not afraid of dying.
I don't have a fear of death. That's why, but I also, like, you know, I've got a lot of rules. Like, I'll never get the 8 a.m. flight home after the Logies because you never make front page. That's why I always go later in the day. I think I'd like to be assassinated, but it means I would have to be like a government official, but that's fine. I've still got time. Or it needs to be really public.
Really public, you
Like
think?
lots of people around, lots of cameras, and really hectic. But
Like
quick.
you, like
I
you
don't want to
sli-
suffer.
You slipping in the shower on your own and no one finding you for 3 weeks is like your
No,
worst
that would be
nightmare.
my worst nightmare,
nightmare.
and that's probably the most likely way I'm going to go.
Well,
You're falling down the
your
stairs?
stairs or your polished concrete or whatever it is you have.
I know, I've fallen over so many times this year. I'm really concerned.
We'll just go slow, okay? Go slow over the weekend, Joel.
All right, I'll take
no,
my
we've
heels
talked
off.
about torture methods
Yeah,
on the show
love
plenty of
it.
times before. There's
that's
plenty
fun
of
too.
different ways that people over history have, you know, wanted to torture and get rid of people.
I did a full project on it in year
Did you?
10 or 11. Yeah, torture techniques from around the
that's-
world.
What was the craziest one? You were
The
saying
ones
one
I
before
I
about...
can't tell you on air the ones that I
No,
really
the one
like.
that you were saying about the ones that you really. No, there's one you were saying that always
really
sticks with you
like.
about the nails.
Oh my God, I think in Japan, not mentioning any names,
You were just talking about how nice they are.
but I tell you what, hundreds of years ago, the Japanese got a little bit mean.
Really?
And they were pushing stuff into like your nails, but like really
Creative.
fine things and pushing them all the way into
No.
your areas.
Oh my gosh, absolutely not. No, thank you.
No.
Nope. Well, this one is weird and wonderful.
Okay.
This is a torture method, but I think it's kind of funny.
Oh yeah.
Funny torture.
Well, no, it is.
How about
'cause
you
it's-
go and we'll work that out
It's
if that's true.
ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's called the goat's tongue. Now, it worked by a person would be like immersed in salt water, and then they would be kind of
Where was it? Was this a place? Was this in a certain part of the world?
don't
Or
know.
just- okay.
No.
Okay. Sorry.
Their feet would be immersed in salt water to make it more vulnerable to peeling, right? You know when your feet have been in the water for a bit and it's a bit salty water and they get all like
yes.
weird and soft and gross.
Yeah, after a lovely Epsom salt bath.
Yeah, the victim would then be secured in place where a goat would come and lick their feet non-stop. And apparently the goat would just go and go and go and go
That's
and
awful.
for ages and ages, and the skin on their feet would slowly but surely wear down. The skin would break, they'd get
Oh, that's
in there,
awful.
all of the
No.
bacteria would go in, it would get infected, and then eventually they would leave us.
Okay. Yeah.
So
That is... I'm
I
going to have
mean,
nightmares.
come on.
Happy Friday.
And I love that you said, I think this is kind of funny.
It is. It's
Well,
a
yeah,
goat licking
it's a goat
someone's
licking you.
feet.
And the goat probably has no idea what it's doing. Like, bleh.
Like to me, it just I think about, you know, when people go to Bali and they put their feet in that thing and
The
the
koi,
little,
is it koi
yeah,
fish?
I've done that.
yeah,
Yuck.
like it just
Yuck.
No, that is disgusting. I would never.
I didn't.
Okay, so then I have another one which I also thought was quite funny. These are funny torture
Funny torture.
methods of
And then we'll
ways,
get
ways to go.
Ben,
going.
Mia, and Trisha, who are desperate to tell us on a Friday for $100 how they want to go. That's my job, Mum and Dad.
Okay, so a Lithuanian engineer
Mm-hmm.
invented
Oh.
an orgasm funfair machine for a
What?
pleasurable death called. Am I allowed to actually say
Yeah,
this?
say the word.
It's called a cumspin.
I'm going to come.
A cumspin now.
Do not come.
You lie on said cumspin, which would spin and it would produce immense G-forces, suffocate the brain and result in the user putting them into a state of euphoria and then dying.
Okay.
So they were having a big O as
yeah.
they went out.
Okay.
As they go.
Okay, let's rip through these. Ben, how do you want to go?
Skydiving with no chute.
Perfect.
Oh, my gosh.
Mia?
Oh!
Jump in a volcano.
Okay, sure.
That's
No
fun. That's
getting out there.
creative.
It's also very niche.
Very niche. Someone's got money. Someone's doing well. Someone travels.
Point 1, find a volcano. Point
Get a
2,
travel agent.
Point 2, get Mia's passport.
Email Bubsy.
Trisha, how do you want to go?
Romp in the sack.
Oh, yeah. And you've
Good way
also
to go.
earned $100 thanks to Cold Express and Ready Express.
Ricki Lee, Tim and Joel on Nova.